Um, the message that I'm getting across these two spreads here is it's time for you to make a move. Okay, it's time for you to reciprocate. It's time for you to let your feelings be known and walk towards another person. And I feel like this is especially in relationships, but also in your friendships, in your love relationships with family members as well. So I see a lot of inactivity that's happening from your end. And I feel like you're given an opportunity here to turn over a new leaf and to kind of take initiative to really nurture the people around you, to be kind of like the shoulders for them to lean on, to be more emotionally supportive, and to, you know, reach out and reconnect with people. Like, hey, I haven't talked to so and so in so long. I wonder what he or she is up to. I haven't seen my sister in a while. Let me see what's going on with her. So it's like time to kind of break out of our shell and extend our goodwill and our concern to other people. And doing so not only will allow you to reconnect with people, but it will also energetically open you up to attract newer things, better things, and also to learn to, you know, grow as an emotional human being. And I'm finding myself stumbling over a lot of words in your reading. So I feel like this is not something that you have done in the past, and this is not something that you're comfortable doing. But I feel like taking that initiative and really extending outwards it's going to help. Okay, it's like the time for you to do that is now. So don't sit around and wait for things. It's really important to be the one to take initiative and to reach out. In your relationship sector, we do have two people that I'm seeing here. The first is the earth sign, a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. And this is a person that might find you to be a little bit intimidating because they feel like you have a lot of suitors. They feel like you're a little bit flirtatious. And they also feel like they like you. There's attraction. I'm seeing that, and they're looking at you. But they're like, does this Libra person want a relationship? Do they have what it takes to stick around when times are tough? Do they have the inner strength and the resilience? Or are they all fun and games and, you know, here today, gone tomorrow? So I feel like somebody is questioning whether or not you have what it takes to be a serious relationship partner, whether or not you're going to hang around and be with them through thick and thin, and whether or not they can rely on you, and whether or not, you know, your intentions, your feelings are deep and not just superficial. And the character you're dealing with, the person you're dealing with here, is Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is someone who's very financially stable. They're self-made. They've had to work really, 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 really hard. Okay, 10 of Wands, hard work, dedication. This is not somebody that's born into money, that inherits things from mom and dad, that had like, you know, things handed to them on a silver platter. Everything that they have accumulated in life, they've accumulated through their sheer determination, their hard work, and their dedication. So I might even say this is a person that prides themselves on being able to be, to keep their words, to be where they say they're going to be. And they take life in a very, very serious manner. And I almost feel, in a way, if you are attracted to this person, which I feel like you very, very much are, you show up here as the Nine of Cups. Things came easily. And if they haven't come easily, you have a lot of choices. You have a lot of options. You have a lot of suitors. And life for you is very lighthearted, very airy. And, you know, it's like, why so serious? And there is definitely opposition that I'm seeing in this potential for a union. It can work out, but the way that they see you is they feel like you're a little bit frivolous. They're very attracted to you. The Nine of Cups is a really beautiful card that indicates someone who has a really generous heart. They give of themselves, and they make conversations very easily with a lot of people. They can connect to and talk to people from all walks of life, people generally really like them. And so you embody all of these really positive traits. But at the same time, the person you're dealing with, they're very, very serious minded. They're very work oriented. They want to get things done. And when they communicate, they err on the side of productivity. Let's just have this conversation so that we can get to the bottom of things. So they're not, right off the bat, warm and cuddly, and they don't like to shoot the breeze just to talk. And so they feel almost like you might not be a suitable match for them because you are not as serious minded as they are. So if this is someone you're interested in, try to make that emotional connection. Ask them more about themselves. Ask them, what inspired you to be in this profession? What inspired you to be in this career? How long have you known you wanted to be like this? What was your life like prior to this? Ask them those questions that kind of hones in on their thought process and hones in on the fact that they can tell you a story about all their trials and tribulations that they have gone through to get them where they are right now, where they're very financially independent. And I feel like it's really going to help you attract this person, and it's going to help change the mindset of this person as they view you. If this is somebody that you're interested in, you want to kind of like bring them into the fold with you. This is a strategy that you can enlist, okay? Because I feel like they see you as someone who's not very serious. And as a result of it, they're not at a point where they're making any types of offer. I feel like you're dealing with someone who's really, really attractive. Very, very, very incredibly attractive. And funnily enough, from your end, I feel like you're thinking, why do they work so hard? Why are they such a workaholic? Why don't they enjoy stop and smell the roses? Why don't they take it easy? And you look at them, the person that they are right now, and you're like, they're very financially stable, very financially solvent. And, they're kind of like at the peak of their career. Everything seems to go their way, but you fail to understand everything. You don't see the struggles behind the scenes, everything that they have to get their hands dirty doing in order to get them where they are right now. You fail to see this. And try to get to know this aspect of the other person, that not that they're trying to hide it. This is kind of like their pride and joy. This is something they keep very close to their chest, because through the struggles, it shows them how strong they are. And they take really great pride in the fact that they've been through all of this. And it didn't break them. It made them so much stronger. And so they don't let a lot of people in to this side of their past. And so once you activate this, I feel like you're going to be able to form that emotional connection, and they're going to let you in, and they're going to start to trust you, and they're going to start to see you as a fun-hearted person, but underneath is not all superficial, that there is heart and soul and a really good partner. So I feel like you need to kind of change someone's opinion about you in order to enlist them on their side, on your side, or to make that connection with them. What I'm feeling is, I feel like for many of you, you are definitely coming into this month, or this week at least. I feel like you're in a relationship, okay? What's linked up with you here, Nine of Cups, is the Hierophant. And this is the institution of family, marriage. You might be engaged. You might have a marriage partner. You might have children. You might have, you might be living together. So this is a stable household unit, however you put it. You might be living together with somebody that you're dating. And I feel like if that's the case, the other person feels like they're putting in a lot of the work, and they need help. Okay? So check in with your partner. They see you like this, out and about, having fun, taking things very, very lightly, not really caring so much about the practical things. And then they're like this. They're carrying the burden of their entire relationship. Check in with your partner. Ask them if there's anything that they need help with. And we can't really assume, that our partner can read us and understand us telepathically. But it's always a nice gesture to just say like, hey, I'm noticing you're doing a lot. Can I help? Can I alleviate the burden from you? Can you, and I just keep seeing this sense of the partner being a little bit resentful. And so try to mitigate the impact of that by asking early on, is there anything I can help with? And, if they're doing like a lot of tinkering around the house, like fixing up stuff, maybe put in the effort to cook. Maybe you don't even need to ask them. You just do it. Okay. And if they're, taking care of the kids, driving the kids to school and driving the kids back, picking up the kids from soccer practice, maybe you shower the kids, like you bathe them at night. And so I feel like there's a disconnect in terms of values here. And one partner is feeling like they're doing all the work and the other person is not. And, once again, the energy can be reversed. But I'm seeing more the partner doing a lot of the work, or the crush, or the love interest. And they're just like, you kind of need to step up your game, okay? Not that they don't love you, not that they don't, they're not attracted to you. But I feel like the weight of the relationship is it's not just about attraction. It's not just about, lighthearted conversation, fun and games. It's about getting our hands dirty and doing what needs to get done. And especially for the people that we love without them telling us. So it's like sensing things on an intuitive level and then going where you are needed or contributing in the best way that you know how. Okay. The other partner I feel that's in the picture, and especially for those who are in relationship, I see here an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and then a fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. And this can be, earth sign rising, sun, moon, or fire sign rising, sun, or moon. You have another person here. And I see this fire sign as somebody who's very, very defensive when it comes to their interaction with you. They feel like you joke around too much. And I'm sorry to say that. But the energy is coming in strongly. I feel like you're dealing with people who are very, very serious minded. They're very process oriented. They're very end result oriented. They're very much like workaholics. They want to get things done. They want to do things in a timely manner. They're very efficient. So it's like all of these, type A type of energy that you're dealing with. And I feel like it's polar opposites from you. And so you have somebody that's like very no nonsense, like TikTok, I'm on a clock. And they're coming to you, and I feel like you're not giving them meaningful communication. And I feel like they're just going to be on their way out. They're turning their energy around and they're moving away. And so it's been really hard for them to communicate with you and to feel like you're on the same page. It's been really hard for them to get a straight answer from you and feel like you're on the same page with them. And so I have here the Nine of Wands, defensiveness. Someone who feels like they've been rejected and who feels kind of like on the defensive mode. And they're just like, is it really worth it for me to invest more time and energy into this person? Or am I better off, leaving the picture? So I feel like there are two people here that are in the picture with you. And earth sign, fire signs come out strongly. Once again, the message that I'm getting is relationships, friendships, family, situations, okay? Whatever relationship you're hoping to achieve, it has to be reciprocated, okay? All of these cards are really, really beautiful cards. Emotional connections, following up with people, having like a two-way street type of communication, okay, with the Ten of Cups. There is a great need. I feel like there's a person in your family unit who you might have been estranged from. It shows up here as a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And this is somebody who's off doing their own thing. You've been off doing your own thing. There's a sense of estrangement and a reconnection, a reconciliation that should be initiated. Okay. If you've been thinking about them, if all of a sudden you're thinking about them, reach out. Don't just sit still with that information. Reach out and see what they're doing, because most likely, psychically, they were probably thinking about you and wondering if you're okay and wondering what you're up to. And they kind of need that reassurance from you, and they kind of need that connection with you. And so because these three cards are really beautiful, it's followed here by the Ten of Swords. And I feel almost like relationships don't happen in a vacuum. There needs to be reciprocity. There needs to be this back and forth, reconnecting, catching up. Let's plan lunch dates. Let's, we're both busy people. We're both busy with work, with family, with love relationships, with everything else that's going in our lives. But I value this connection. So let's make an effort once a month, once every 2 months to meet up, and so that we can catch up, because I value our friendship. I value the person that you are. I want to make sure you're okay. And I want you to update me on some of the things that are happening with you, so that we can have a true emotional connection. It's a two-way street. And I really want you to think about, are there people that from your past that you lost contact with because you got bogged down in a relationship? So you know how some people, when they're single, they're really fun, and then they like keep in touch with their friends, and like they're like they really, really prioritize their friendships. But as soon as they get into relationships, they're MIA. They're so like, they kind of sequester themselves behind closed doors with the relationship partner, or they, create the cocoon around themselves and the relationship partner, and they're just nowhere to be found, and they're not available to their friends. I see this energy coming through like that. And I feel like it's something that you might not be aware of, but it's something that your friends have told you. Friends, family, even. So make the effort, reach out. Things don't happen, in a vacuum. Okay. So it's not like, just reaching out through social media, but really making the time to visit, to reconnect with, to be physically there with the other person. So we have an opportunity here to really look at and examine, what have I done in the past that drove people away? Have I been kind of stuck in my little ivory tower and not really making the connection, and not really reaching out, and not really making the effort to see how other people are doing, what's going on in their lives? Have I just been kind of sequestered here, worried about my own life and my own things? So Libra, it's birthday season. And so it's really important for you to, take the energies, the lessons, the ups and downs of the previous 12 months, so that you can, kind of synthesize that knowledge and to become a better, wiser, more enlightened person. And I feel like there are a lot of lessons here about, doing things like meeting the other person halfway, not taking relationships for granted. Not so much that you're taking them for granted, but I feel like you're a little bit lost in your own thoughts, in your own world, and you're not really aware of what other people are doing and what challenges other people are encountering. And I feel like you're disconnected from it.